Good morning. Welcome to math class today. Today you're going to watch a video called Multiplication Strategies Flipped Video. Today you're going to practice solving multiplication problems using different strategies. So take a look at the following problem. This problem says 5 times 3 equals blank. What does that mean? How do you solve it? Pause the video and turn and talk to your neighbor for just a few seconds and see if you have some ideas on how you can solve this. Anybody having a little bit of trouble? Well, here's one way you could solve this problem. One way you can solve this problem is by repeated addition. So I'm going to close out here and I'm going to get my pen and I'm going to show you what I mean by repeated addition. So we have the problem 5 times 3. So basically that means that I could add 5 3 times. 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals. So I could add those 3 5s together. Or I could do it the opposite way. And I could add 3 5 times. So I could also do 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So notice I have 3 5s, 1, 2, 3, 5s, or 5 3s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I could add those together and get my answer. Solve both of those problems and see if you can add those together in your math journal and see if you can come up with the answer to 5 times 3. If you said the answer for 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15, you are correct. And also 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 15. Now, is that strategy always the easiest way? Not always. Sometimes you have bigger numbers, and it's not always the easiest way, but it is one strategy that you can use. Next strategy you could use is skip counting. So let's say we have the problem 5 times 3. That means I need to count by 5s 3 times. So I would say 5. And then if I were skip counting, the next thing I would say is 10. And then if I were skip counting, the next number I would say is 15. And again, we learned that was our answer in the last slide. So notice I skip counted by 5s 3 times. On the reverse, I could also skip count by 3 5 times. And I could say 3. And then if I skip counted again, it would be 6. And then 9. And then 12. And then 15. And again, we learned that it was 15. So notice I skip counted by 3s 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times. Again, just another strategy that helps you. Another strategy you could use is drawing an array. And I'm going to change the color of my pen for this so you can see this just a little bit better. But when I draw an array, I look at my first number and it says 5. So I need 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I need 3 dots in each row. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I count the total number of dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I know that the answer to 5 times 3 is 15. Now I do have to be careful when I do this one to make sure that I have the right number of dots. So if I'm going to draw an array, I'm going to make sure that my array is very neat and that it's very easy for me to see the dots, that I don't just put little dots like this and I wonder, are those really supposed to be pencil dots or no? So when you draw the array, make sure you do it very neatly. I've also seen people draw arrays with X's. So you could do X's, 5 rows of 3 X's, and that would work too. Again, just another strategy to help you out. Another strategy, the final one I'm going to show you, is to draw a picture or make a model. And this one I know that you have been taught before, and it would be something like this. This first number tells us how many circles that we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the next number tells us how many dots we need in each. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I go back and I count the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So again, my answer was 15. So I very quickly showed you 4 different strategies that you could use. We had repeated addition, we had skip counting, we had drawing an array, and making a picture or a model. So now my big question to you is, do you have to use all of the strategies to solve a multiplication problem? Do all of those strategies have to be used to solve just one little problem? And my answer is no, they don't. You need to pick the strategy that works very best for you. Just because a neighbor chooses one strategy, maybe your neighbor likes to draw an array. That's a strategy that they can use. Maybe you have another friend, or maybe you like to skip count. That's okay. Maybe you have somebody else that likes to make a model, and that's okay. You can solve it any way that you would like, as long as you are using some sort of strategy to help you solve. So let's try some now on our own. We've got 2 times 8. Use one of those 4 strategies, either making a model, drawing an array, skip counting, or repeated addition to solve this problem. Pause the video until everyone in your group has finished. Hopefully, you and your group decided to choose one of those 4 strategies and you found out that 2 times 8 equals 16. I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you very quickly one way that you could have solved that. One way you could have solved that is by an array. So I'm going to put 8 rows with 2 in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if I count my dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Pause the video and turn and talk with your neighbor and see how they solved their problem. Compare answers. See if you got the same thing. Next problem. 4 times 6. 4 times 6. Pause the video and use one of those 4 strategies to solve 4 times 6. Hopefully you and your neighbors used some strategy and you decided that 4 times 6 equals 24. Talk to your neighbor and show your strategy that you used to solve 4 times 6. Pause that video until you've had just a few minutes to talk. Okay, next problem. 7 times 3. Pause the video and use one of our 4 strategies to solve 7 times 3. Hopefully you and your neighbors came up with 7 times 3 was 21. Again, I would like for you to share your strategy with others in your group. Make sure you're doing this very quietly. Next problem. 5 times 5. 5 times 5. Use one of our 4 strategies to solve 5 times 5. Hopefully you and your group got 5 times 5 was 25. Again, pause that video, talk with your neighbors on how you solved that problem. 5 times 5. Next one, a little bit harder. 7 times 6. Pause the video, use a strategy to solve 7 times 6. Hopefully you and your group got that 7 times 6 equals 42. That was a little bit bigger of a problem because it involved a little bit bigger of numbers. 7 times 6 is 42. Share with your neighbors how you came up with that answer of 42. Next problem, 3 times 6. 3 times 6. Hopefully you and your group got that 3 times 6 equals 18. Hopefully you used one of those 4 strategies. Next one, 4 times 9. Pause the video and use a strategy to solve 4 times 9. Hopefully you and your friends got 4 times 9 equals 36. Last one, 4 times 3. 4 times 3. Hopefully you and your group got that 4 times 3 equals 12. We'll do one more. Let's do this one. Last one. 5 times 9. Use one of those strategies to see if you can solve 5 times 9. Hopefully you and your group got that 5 times 9 equals 45. Now, we've solved several of these problems on our own. And we've used several different strategies, and we've talked to our neighbors about the strategies that they've used. Now, you have an exit slip to finish out our center. So it says, to finish the center, please take your exit slip from the pile. Put your name on it and turn it in when you are finished. Thank you. Make sure it goes in your tray for your group. Have a great day.